Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Planet Ark. So in this one we will be looking at mutations. So I do apologize if this video seems pretty long and it's just a lot to cover, and I'm only going to try and make it as simple as possible. I won't go into any complicated details because there's just no need for it. So first things first, these are our perfect Rexes from the breeding episode, which was the last one. If you want to get caught up on that, I suggest watching that one first to allow you to get the perfect male, perfect female. So yeah, just get caught up on that and then come back to this video. So when you have the perfect M and the perfect F, also had... Jesus Christ, you're so loud. Also got this one, which is the baby one that we imprinted, but that is also a female. So what you want to try and do is breed these and get as many females as you can, raise them to breed with this perfect M. So all the perfect all the offsprings from this will be the same stats anyway, so get as many females as you like. Obviously this will be a lot easier with S+, because the eggs get dropped and then this thing over here, the hatchery, should be picking them up, but doesn't look like it is at the moment. Oh my god, get me down. Oh no, it's picked it up. Cool. So the hatchery does its thing. It basically hatches the egg until it's one egg incubation. If you also have the Dino Storage version 2, I remembered it this time, you can place one of these down, a soul terminal. As long as it has soul traps in there, it will pick up the newborns. So we do, you highlight it with the radial menu, go to options, newborn auto trap, and just click enable. That will show, oh my god, be quiet. That will show the radius. If I go to visibility, as you can see, it shows a little radius around how much the distance is for when it picks them up. Also, as worth noting to get a nanny as well, these will, if I press F, gives food to nearby babies under 15% maturity. Imprints nearby non-adult dinos as well, so the imprinting will already be done. If you want to keep it a clean slate, I suggest not using this as it imprints, although I'm pretty sure you can just disable imprinting, which I think I will, just to keep the stats clean, just so we can see what gets mutated first. It'll be a lot easier that way. So without further ado, I think I covered everything. Yeah, let's get started. So I've got a few eggs in my inventory already. I've also got a couple of Rex females, which I will get out after I hatch these eggs, just so we can get more breeding done. So let's hatch these, see if we get our first mutation. So what does a mutation look like? Well, I've got this attached, so never mind. So what we'll do, we'll check the soul terminal, and we'll also talk about what a mutation is. So what are mutations? Well, they are a slight stat increase to a specific stat. So if we take a look at a dinosaur here, you can see that they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stats. Forget about this one. It increases with level, I believe. So they have 7 stats altogether. A mutation is when one of those 7 stats gets boosted, essentially. And you will know this by the level. So we are producing level 250 Rexes at the moment. If we hatch one and we see a level 252, that is a sure sign that that baby has been mutated. So mutations have just over 7% per offspring to receive a mutation. There are rare occurrences where you can get more than one mutation. These percentages are very low, and count yourself lucky if you get this. Count yourself very lucky if this falls onto the stat you want. So each side you can stack up to 20 mutations. You have a paternal and a maternal. Paternal being father and maternal being mother. So if we take a look at this perfect F here and go to show ancestors, shows a list of the ancestry. Let's get rid of that. And you can see the random mutation 0 out of 20, 0 out of 20. Go back onto it. So this one being the maternal side, the mother side, that one being the paternal side, being the father side. So as I say, each side can stack up to 20 mutations. You have paternal and maternal, as I say. If you have 20 or more mutations on one side, your chances of getting a further mutation is cut in half. So no longer 7%, but around 3.6%. If you have 20 or more stacks on both sides, you literally won't get any more mutations. So the max you can stack up to is... well, technically, no. The max you can stack up to is however much you want on one side. You can keep one side of it clean by, for example, if you got a 20 mutated dinosaur, you can you can breed that with a another perfect F, for example, and it should, don't quote me on this, it should move both of those stacks onto one side. So it should be, for example, 40 out of 20 on one side and 0 on the other side. So you can keep stacking if you want to do it that way. However, that goes into too much details, so we'll just focus on the basics for now. The wiki page for this delves into the details of how the coding, I guess, works for mutations. However, I won't go through that, as that will just confuse things. If you want to see this for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and open some eggs and see if we can get our first mutation. Okay, so let us check our soul terminal to see if we got any mutations. So all the babies get sucked up into here. So the best way, instead of just going through each individual one, seeing the level 250, if we just go to advanced search, it will come up with a list here. The list is quite short, so I can literally just go ahead and pick the level 252 cell. But if I just type in 252 up here, it tends to give me, fingers crossed, the full list. Now, if we compare it to a level 250, we can then see where the mutation is. So, oh my god, these Rexes are going mad over there. So this one, for example, we can see that it is a melee mutation. You can see that it goes from 41 points, which is 477, which is what we originally had with our perfect male and female, to 491% with our 43. So that is why it's so important to keep the dinosaurs that you're breeding without imprinting. If you imprint it, for example, so this melee damage being 491%, if that came out, you would look at an imprinted Rex like this one and be like, oh, 733%. Okay, so would you be able to tell if it was mutated or not? Maybe, if you written down the stats. But it's just best to keep it not imprinted, just so you can find it a lot easier. So if we do this, that is a desired mutation, so we will keep that one. We'll bring that out. So anytime you also get a mutation, that's the word I'm looking for. If I grab one of these, we can see that you also get a color mutation. The problem with Rexes is that there is, actually on every single animal, let me just bring it up here, there are 6 regions that you could potentially get a mutation on for the color. So this is our 6 regions here. So you see where it says colors, it's 0.0, you know what I mean, 35, 1.27, so yeah, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regions. Although it's classed as region 0, region 1, region 2, region 3. I no idea why it's called that, but hey ho. So if it falls onto region, I'm going to say it as 1 to 6. If it falls onto region 3 or 4, I believe, they do not really show on the regs. So region 3, you can see already where it says 2.n. That means it's, you know, it doesn't show up. The next one after that, the 3 point, the .20, is classed as highlights, but I've never seen it show up. It's the little, I'll show you. So this one, let me bring it out. So see these little, what I like to call pebbles on the regs? That is its highlights, and I've never seen them change color. They've always been that color. So it looks like this one, for example, let me see where the mutated color lied. So we got 3, 4, 1, 2, 7. All right. How peculiar. So the color mutation lied in its body color, but it is literally changed by 0.01. So it's gone from 35 to 34, which I won't lie is very strange. I've rarely ever seen that. But let's see if there's any other mutations in here. So 252. So we can see that this one is a stamina mutation. So it's gone from 30 points, so 1680, to 1764, 32 stamina. It's also changed, as you can see, the body color. It's gone to a nice pink looking color. So we'll grab that and see. This looks to be the same, so that is more than likely a twin mutation. This one, as you can see straight away, is a health mutation. It goes from 39 to 41 points. So 9680 to 10120. It's also very red. So I'm gonna bring that out. And let's take a look. So that one is also a melee damage mutation. That color fell on section 5, which is the back. So we can take a look at that. This one is stamina again, 32 points. That falls onto the spine, so it's a nice blue. And that one is also... So I'm just going to bring these out just so I can see the colors. That is your... It's basically what you want to be sort of looking at. So this one is the most desired. So if we... So this one's the melee mutation. And it's a male, which is perfect. So what we do is we'll go to options, rename this melee 1, as there was one mutation in the melee. So if we take a look at this next one, what's that? That is the stamina. It is a female, however. So what we want to do with this, if we ever want to look at mutating the... Oh, that's not a bad pink, is it? If we ever want to sort of look at mutating the stamina, what we want to... The desired result is to get a male. So what we could do is if I'm honest, bin this one, unless you want to keep that color. So color mutating is also quite important. So this one is health. Again, it's a female, but it is a red. So if we go here, red, no, health 1. And so on. So I'm just going to bring these out because I love the color blue. So I want to sort of make a blue Rex at one stage. So as this is... oh god, I forgot the sections. So that is the spine, yes. So that is blue section 2. So if I go blue 2, it represents the section of that. And this is... no, I've got it completely wrong. So that was section 5 being the back. This one is blue 2, which represents the spine. So if I do blue 5, perfect. And I can't remember what this one is, so I'm just going to get rid of this. So I'm going to get rid of these two as well. Keep the baby melee. What we want to do now is I'm just going to chuck these in here. And destroy all souls. That unfortunately kills the babies. But now what we want to do is wait for this to grow up, and then replace this perfect M with him. So then what you will get is the one random mutation mixing in with the perfect Fs, which don't have a mutation. So you will only ever get one. The issue that a lot of people do is that they'll grab a load of mutated dinos, grab a mutated male and a mutated female, breed them together, which then messes up the mutation line. I could just show you. Let me be right back. Let me show you. Okay, so this Rex is the offspring of Blue 2 and Blue 5, who both had a mutation. So if we open up the ancestry page here, you will see the parents, Blue 2, level 252, Blue 5, level 252. You'll notice there is one mutation on either side, but the level is still the same. This is the wrong way to do it, as you only have one mutation, and that is still on the melee damage. So you must breed the mutated dino with the dinos that are the opposite sex and have 0 mutations. So we got the male melee 1, which we are now breeding with all the perfect Rexes. Perfect female Rexes, sorry. So the correct method, we replace the perfect male with the mutated melee 1 Rex. We breed him with the females until either of one or two things happen. We get a random mutation that we like, such as health. So if we do, we would rename that H1 for health 1 and M1 for melee 1, because you're still carrying over the melee mutation. You're just gaining an extra health mutation. Hope that makes sense. So this, however, I don't recommend doing on Rexes, as these are your boss dinos. So the second thing is that you get a second melee mutation, or melee, sorry, which is what we want. So let's keep breeding until we get one. Okay, so I have now hatched a new batch of eggs. You will find one of 3 levels. So you have a level 250 Rex, which basically means that the melee one did not transfer over, so it is just the stats from one of these perfect females. You'll have a 252, which is just the same as the melee 1 Rex, or you'll get something like this, which is a 254, which is a new mutation, or even this one here, which is also new because of the green. So we will check both of these out here. Let me check to see what mutated. So 505. If I go to a 252, grab that real quick. 491. So this is another melee mutation, and it's in a nice blue, which is perfect. So let's keep him. Let me grab. That's not what I wanted to do. I got it. Cool. So I'll grab those two. Any more 252s? Not 252s, sorry. 254s. Let's have a quick look. Doesn't look that way. No. Perfect. So let me store... let me just double check these stats real quick. So... Okay, so that's a good example of what I was just talking about. So that has now 1 health mutation and 1 melee mutation. Whereas this one is 2 melee mutations. We don't want this one, so we're going to basically kill it, but we want to keep this one. So I will pop that one there. That is a female, so ideally we want a male, but I will keep it for now, and I'll show you what we do. So let me just get rid of these real quick. Okay. So what we do is we'll get rid of the melee 1 male for now. And then hopefully, I forgot to mention this, but hopefully you kept your perfect male. And then what we do, if you didn't, it's not a problem. All you need to do is sort of tame a new male Rex. Sort of breed it with a perfect F until you get a level 250 male again. That would be your perfect male. But yeah, just keep a male to one side. This is only if you want to do it quicker. Preferably, you want to just keep breeding the melee 1 or the melee 1 male with the perfect Fs until you get a 254 male with a melee mutation. But for me, what I'm going to do is breed this, if I can find it, this 254 female with this perfect male, and then we will wait until we get a level 254 male from this. So it will keep the mutations clean, so it'd still be 2 stacks, as this is a 0 stack. So that will still keep it clean, and once we get a male, we will put that male with these perfect Fs, and then continue breeding until we get a 3rd melee mutation. Okay, so now we have our 3rd melee mutation on this guy. So let me just go in there. Let me just double check. See, it's got a 533, and it's 3 mutations on one side. So let's just pretend this is now up to 20 melee mutations. What we would next look to do is pop this guy into a safe place and look to start on another stat. So we start again and look for a health mutation. So bring out your perfect male, pop him in with the perfect females, and redo it. To save time, it would have been better to grab a health mutation from the beginning and kept that safe, but I forgot to do that. So yeah, but you would start again, grab a health mutated Rex, and then rinse and repeat. So let's just say we get that up to 20 as well. Once it reaches 20 health mutations, look for the opposite sex of the melee Rex, then breed those two together. So as this 20 mutated melee is a male, we'd look to get a 20 health mutated female. I hope this all makes sense. So we would breed those two together. This process can and will take a while, but doing it this way, you will only ever get 3 different leveled Rexes when breeding, which would be the female's level, which is 250, the male's level, which in this case 258, and a mutated level, which would be 2 levels higher than the males, so it would be 260. God, it's lagging again, looking that way. Very laggy looking that way. I'll look this way. If we were to breed multiple different stat mutations, for example, if this Rex, I'll look at him this way. If this Rex had 1 melee, 1 health, and 1 stam mutation, you would get more than 3 different levels. This is because when breeding, there is a 55% chance of the higher stat to be added onto the offspring. So in this case, there would be 3 times that chance. So 55% chance of the health to go onto the baby, 55% chance of the stam to go on the baby, and 55% chance of the melee. So when you hatch eggs, you will see all sorts of levels. So you won't just be stuck with the 3 levels. So you open your eggs, you will see a 250, okay, that's got all the female stats. A 258, okay, that's got all the dad stats. Oh, a 260, that's got all the dad stats as well as a mutation. Whereas if you do it the other way around, you'll get level 250, 252, 254, 256, as well as a 258, etc. Yeah. Okay, so let us just go over what we have already talked about. So, what you do, you grab your perfect male and your perfect female. So I'm going to put some of these dinosaurs away. Grab your perfect male, perfect female, reduce them to make more females. So the male can always mate with as many females as you can get around him. Obviously the females have a timer and they can only mate with 1 male. So use that to your advantage. Keep producing eggs until you get the mutation you desire. So in this case we wanted a melee mutation. Also look for a health mutation and keep that to one side and focus on 1 stat and 1 stat only. Remove the perfect male, replace it with the mutated male. If you get a mutated female, make that with the perfect male until you get a mutated male. Then put the male in with the perfect females. It does sound very confusing, but honestly, if you just follow the simple steps there, you'll get it down in no time. So keep building up the random mutations until you get to 20 on one side. Stop there, go on to the next mutation, or the next stat, which in this case would be health. Get that to 20, then breed that 20 with this 20, and you'll get your Super Rex. All you will need to do then is either continue to breed the 20 health with the 20 melee. It will just keep breeding the same stats, so you'll just keep producing Super Rexes. But I think that is everything to do with mutations. I hope. I hope this has all made sense. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. I will answer as many as I can. I know mutations can be very confusing, so I do apologize for that. But I hope I sort of laid out on the table and just went in good steps. Let me know if this was helpful, and if it wasn't, let me know why so I can improve. But I want to thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for further content on the channel. Take care, stay safe. Bye. Bye.